Everyone. I know we've been talking a lot about friends and how we can be good friends and how we share and treat our friends. I wanted to read you a story about something that happens in friendships sometimes, and that is that one or more of the friends sometimes might make a mistake and do something that another friend doesn't really like. And so I want us to read this book together and see if we learn anything about how people can handle it when their friends make a mistake and do something that might bother them or upset them. This book is called Mr. Grumpy's Outing, and it's by John Burningham. This is Mr. Grumpy. Mr. Grumpy owned a boat, and his house was by a river. One day, Mr. Grumpy went out in his boat. "May we come with you?" said the children. "Yes," said Mr. Grumpy, "if you don't squabble." Squabble is like argue or fight. "Can I come along, Mr. Grumpy?" said the rabbit. "Yes, but don't hop about." "I'd like a ride," said the cat. "Very well," said Mr. Grumpy, "but you're not to chase the rabbit." "Will you take me with you?" said the dog. "Yes," said Mr. Grumpy, "but don't tease the cat." "May I come, please, Mr. Grumpy?" said the pig. "Very well, but don't muck about." So, don't misbehave and do things you're not supposed to. "Have you a place for me?" said the sheep. "Yes, but don't keep bleating." That's the sound that sheep make. "Can we come too?" said the chickens. "Yes, but don't flap," said Mr. Grumpy. "Can you make room for me?" said the calf. "Yes, if you don't trample about." So you can't go messing everything up, moving around. "May I join you, Mr. Grumpy?" said the goat. "Very well, but don't kick," said Mr. Grumpy. For a little while, they all went along happily, but then the goat kicked, the calf trampled, the chickens flapped, the sheep bleated, the pig mucked about, the dog teased the cat chased the rabbit hopped, the children squabbled, the boat tipped. And into the water they fell. How do you think you'd be feeling if you were Mr. Grumpy and you brought all of them on your boat, but they didn't really follow your directions and they made your boat tip over? You fell in the water. Maybe kind of frustrated, angry. I wonder what he'll do. It says, "Then Mr. Grumpy and the goat and the calf and the chickens and the sheep and the pig and the dog and the cat and the rabbit and the children all swam to the bank and climbed out to dry in the hot sun." "We'll walk home across the fields," said Mr. Grumpy. "It's time for tea." "Goodbye," said Mr. Grumpy. "Come for a ride another day." The end. So my guess is that Mr. Grumpy might have been frustrated or angry, but I noticed he didn't yell at anyone. He didn't say, "You're not allowed on my boat ever again," or "I don't want to be your friend," right? He forgave them. And there might be times when you get a little more upset than Mr. Grumpy. It's okay if you say your feelings if someone does something that bothers you. But I do hope that even if you do feel upset, you'll still remember Mr. Grumpy and make sure that you forgive the person who upset you and try to give them another chance. He's going to let them on his boat again sometime. Even though they made a mistake that first time, they'll get to go another time and maybe they'll do a better job and the boat won't tip over, right? So we have to try to give our friends another chance and forgive them when they make mistakes so that we can keep all of our friends and keep having fun with them. I hope that you liked that story and that you have been thinking a lot about how to be good friends to people. I've seen all of you doing a great job in our class with how you've been kind to each other. I hope you're also being really kind and practicing how to be a good friend and family member with the people in your house too. And we will get to talk more about it tomorrow. Everybody take care. I'll see you soon.